Okay. Just got gas. What's up? So, I want to talk about my tournament experience and, how I did in the most recent regional I went to, which was last week. I went to Hartford, Connecticut. Last regional I went to was a couple months ago. I think it was before the summer at St. John's, and I got fourth with Despia, with Branded. Anyway, so I went to Hartford, Connecticut Regional. Decided to play Kashtira after the ban list. Everyone was laughing at me. When I mean everyone, I mean everyone was laughing at me. All my opponents, they were like, huh? Like, why would you still play this? Whatever. That's a video for another time. Maybe I'll make that video why I played Kashtira and why I think Kashtira is a decent option on my way home from work. So, so I ended up getting 25th place or 24th place. I'm not really sure. There was like an error in the system, they said, and whatever place you got, like, you had to lower it by one. So if you got 20th, you actually got 19th or whatever. So I think I got 25th or 24th. I'm not sure. Anyway, my record was, I had 6 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. Now, I'm going to talk about my losses really quick. Okay, so this is the first ever time I've touched in my hands Kashtira cards. I've never played them before, even online. The only reason why I know what they do is because of me playing against my opponent. Like, that's the only reason why I know what the cards do. So I've never played the cards myself. So I don't really know the lines and like the combos, which it's not that hard. It's not that hard of a deck. But anyway, so round one, I'm playing against Flunderies, and I lost the dice roll. And he went first, he did his combo, whatever. I managed to go to the grand game. I main deck Tikaboo. So I managed to get Tikaboo established, and then the game went back and forth. And I had my Dark Armed XYZ, I had Fenrir, I had Rise Heart in attack, and I think I had one more monster. It was like, I think Pinkertops, because I mained up Pinkertops. It was one of like something like that. So like I had enough for game, and like as I'm playing, I'm lying. I didn't have Fenrir. I had Shinger Era. And then when it was my turn, it was like, I could have went into battle phase and whatever. My opponent just had an Eaglin on the board. The judge comes and he puts his hand on the table and he goes, freeze play. So I was like, what the hell's going on? Mind you, this was round one, game one of the whole event. Okay. The judge comes over and he tells me that the cards, he's like, we're not allowed to have cards in our deck box that are not part of our deck. So completely my fault. I agree. Like, it's my fault because I've never played the deck before. I didn't know how to make zone blockers, right? I remember someone using Pokemon cards and then they got like a warning for that. So I was like, okay, I can't do that. But my dumbass thought that taking a Yu-Gi-Oh card, I took a ritual monster, like forgot what it was, but like I took it, put it upside down in a different card sleeve, so it's like orange, didn't match with any other card in my deck or extra deck. And I put it in a separate deck box in my bag, right? So I knew it wasn't gonna be in my like actual deck box. And I was using those to zone block. My opponent was completely fine with it. He didn't say anything. Whatever. The judge comes and he says, yeah, so because these cards are on the table, they're considered part of your deck, and you're not allowed to have other cards in your deck that are not on your deck list. So, I mean, I tried to explain that they came from my deck, from another deck box in my bag. But he's completely right. I agree with him. Then I appealed just because I don't know if the exact ruling is, if these cards are part of my deck box, because they're not. They came from my bag. So I just appealed to the head judge, which I'm allowed to do. Head judge came and he explained that, yeah, even though since they're on the table, they're considered part of my deck box. Yeah, so I got a warning major right off the bat, and the game loss. So in a complete winning position against Flunderies, I got a game loss, game one. So that was a great start with a warning major for the rest of the event, right? So thankfully, game 2, I'm able to pick to go first or second. I went first, I won, and then game 3, I also ended up winning. So that was really good. Thankfully, I didn't get a loss, even though I got a game 1, round 1 loss. Round 2, I played against Unchained, and this guy was a little, I don't want to say rude, but he was just hating that I was playing Kashtira. Like, he was just saying how bad it is and like kind of like laughing at me, right? Which, whatever, I don't care. I'm having a good time, right? So I end up winning game 1, I think. No, he ends up winning game 1. I end up winning game 2, and then game 3, I think I went first. Like, he made me go first or something. And there was, so I made up a combo. I thought I made it up. I don't know, it's probably out there, where you play around. You basically, if you have Pressured Planet and Shangri-Ira, you use it on your turn to try to pop it, and you detach a material. And then during your opponent's turn, you do it again. You detach, you try to pop it, you detach, so therefore it has no materials. So you play around Thrust and Talents, because the end board that I make is super wide, right? I just go Fenrir, Unicorn, Shangri-Ira, and if I can make Ogre, I make Ogre. Or if I can make a rank 7, another rank 7, depending on my hand. So, because what really breaks that board, in Birth and Preparation, what breaks it is the just Thrust and Talents into taking my Shangri-Ira, putting an attack, attacking. I can't play around that at all, right? They just completely just Zeus my whole entire board, everything, and I lose. So I had the idea in my head. It's exactly what I did. During my turn, I popped it, and I was like, okay, now during my opponent's turn, I'm gonna try to pop it again, so therefore it has no materials. But I forgot. I just didn't do it. So during his turn, during the standby phase, I did not use my Pressured Planet to try to pop it, and then he thrust into Talents and to taking, and I lost. Then after that, so I lost that game, which in my opinion, it was winnable. I don't know if, playing around Talents would have completely won me the game, but he wouldn't be able to go to Zeus, right? I think he also ashed me that game, which, like, it didn't matter. I still ended up my full entire board. My hand was pretty broken. Then, like, fast forward, I won a bunch of games after that. I drew against Labyrinth, Kitchen Labyrinth. Game 1 took like over 35 minutes. And then he won game 1, I won game 2, and then game 3 I tried to spooky him, but he summoned Kukluk of the trap or whatever. And it was, we weren't even able to go into end phase, right? So, okay, I got a draw from that. And then my other loss, which, thinking about it, my 2-hour ride home, this is the only thing I was thinking about, because it was so easy for me to just win, but I didn't do it. I started off, he won game 1, I won game 2, and then he made me go first game 3. And I was like, okay, I had Spooky in my deck, there was 3 minutes left. I special summon Unicorn. I normal summon the level 4 Scareclaw monster, and then I start going for the Barone play, but I got nibbed right before I could go into Barone, and then I realized that I didn't use Unicorn effect to search Birth. I already had a Rise Heart in my hand, so the play is just to actually use my Unicorn, get Birth, and therefore even if he does nib before my Barone, I could just Birth, bring back Unicorn, use Rise Heart in my hand, I still have a play, and I had Spooky Dogwood in my hand. So I ended up not even using my Unicorn, right? So I summoned my Unicorn and just didn't use the effect at all. 0. Yep, that was good. And then I passed. He was playing Tear Laments. He special summoned twice. I forgot what he did, but he went into Barone, popped one of the token, attacked, passed, and then I couldn't really make a play. There was 30 seconds left. I'm not gonna stall with nothing, right? What am I gonna do? I can't do anything. So I end up passing because I had no plays, and then he just blew me out of the water, which was very unfortunate. I think if I used the effect of Unicorn to get Birth, I would have won the game, guaranteed. I also had Ash in my hand, and I I ashed the wrong thing. I should have just ashed the Diviner. Therefore, he wouldn't be able to go into Barone. But I misplayed, and I ashed like something random. And then I won round 9. So I think due to my misplays, I went 6-2-1. But look, this was the first ever time using this deck. I've never played Kashtira before. It kind of makes sense, right? And I'm happy I got my invite. I think overall I still managed to do pretty well, because now that I have my invite, I don't have to worry about my next rounds, right? I could just keep chasing for the top rather than play to get my invite, now that I already have it. Moving forward, I'm probably gonna play this deck, and on my ride home, I'm gonna give, like, not a deck profile, but I'm gonna give the reasons why I decided to play this deck. And that's it. I don't know what's going on over here. Some spooky stuff.